Welcome all of you, the viewers of Bull on Daily Culture. My name is Maria Kondzielska, and we continue with our story with us is Richard Berkeley. Again, thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
And coming back to where we left off in the last episode, tell us more about your musical education.
I was very lucky. I spent this sort of 6 months in Italy when I was 18 and then went back to London and enrolled at the Guildhall School of Music, which, you know, you lived in New York, so you know what the Juilliard is like. Well, this is the sort of Juilliard of England, the Guildhall. And actually many Polish students made use of Erasmus and other opportunities to study at the Guildhall. The Guildhall was one of the main places where Poles were going, actually, until recently. And then I also got onto a music education course at London University. And this was good for me because it gave me an insight into the value of music in society. Well, I spent 4 years in these, 5 even, in the Guildhall. And then I went back to Italy, and I was so lucky because it was just at the beginning of the early music revival, renewed interest in authentic performance of Handel and Bach and Vivaldi and all the Baroque composers. I met up with Rinaldo Alessandrini, with whom I co-founded Concerto Italiano. I got to know Fabio Biondi very well with his Europa Galante, and my great friend Paolo Pandolfo, the viola da gamba player, whom we actually made our first recordings, records in those days. And I spent 12 years almost in Italy making music, but also getting into cinema, being sort of distracted by television and celebrity and all these sort of things, which are great if you're 20-something. You know, this is what you should be doing when you're 20-something. Then when I was 35, I went back to live in England, and I started teaching at the various drama and music academies. I have to say that going back to England at 34 or 35 or whenever it was, I realised there were lots of things I didn't know about singing. And I sort of went back to scratch, and it's such a good thing to be doing, you know, to go back and sort of restarting, looking at the roots of what you understand. And
so you are an orchestra man when it comes to culture. So you're singing, you're teaching, here you're helping, something in the cinema, so a lot of things.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And of course we see the pictures in front of us, and coming back to them, because is there still more and more? How did you actually started to get into it?
Well, as I said, during lockdown, I didn't really know what to do with my time. I realised I'd taken a lot of photographs in the previous year of these sort of damp patches, but didn't really know what to do with them. Then I thought, well, look, let's print them, and then see what we can do with some paint, you know. And so I used watercolour.
So, okay, so this is a printed picture, and you paint on them with
and then I paint on it, yes, and then I rephotograph it.
I see.
And then I print it photographically. So these are some of them I actually unphotograph, so they're the printed, painted version, but many I rephotographed. And this is an interesting process because although I don't change anything, everything is exactly as I saw it. What I do is on my computer, I sometimes flip photographs and join them together. And what I find is when I join two halves of a picture together, this middle section produces new images which are, to my eye, Renaissance or Baroque, human, animal, whatever. It's as if the extremes of a picture have been waiting to be put together and joined in the middle.
Reveal the picture. I mean, they reveal the person or someone.
Yes,
a figure.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's an extraordinary sort of discovery. I mean, I think what I'm really lucky in having is I'm not very good with my hands, but I have a very good eye, and I'm always looking for things. I find, you know, I can spend hours just looking at a blown up piece of damp and discover, you know, extraordinary things within it. And then I rush off and print it and can't see anything. So it's all going on in here, but sometimes it's not all going on in here. Sometimes I do manage to find what I think I've seen, underline it perhaps with a little bit of colour or not.
So the question is, are you planning to do anything with them, or just?
Well, I'd love to sell them and make loads of money and retire. That would be great. So if anyone is watching and they'd like to buy my pictures, please, please, I can sell you by the hundredweight. But yes, no, I mean, I think I've gone through this phase. It happens to me, as I said, about once every 20 years, that I have to do something tangible.
Well, at least they can make an exhibition at the bridge later on, or like, this is the hidden world of the bridge.
Well, I think this is the hidden world of Warsaw. This is the subculture of Warsaw. This is, these are Warsaw's walls waiting to speak. And I think, it started with dampness on the walls of a bridge. And now, I've blown this up into an art form. I mean, if you want to call it art, I don't know. But I think it probably is. I mean, people like some of these pictures.
I would say good luck to you in selling them.
Thank
but
you.
Altogether, congratulations for finding all this world of strange things and creatures under the bridge. It definitely requires a lot of imagination and can be also an inspiration for other people. So this is a message to you, the viewers of Berkeley Daily. You can be inspired by these pictures. That actually, there's something on the dump wall of a bridge. You can find a mystery, and that's what Richard Berkeley managed to do. So whenever you say that you don't have enough of your imagination, then don't complain, because look at the pictures he managed to do. And thank you very much for watching Berkeley Daily.